This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today as we get set up to discuss more Travis Konecny. And this is kind of how summers tend to go. If you're new to this whole program that is the off season here in Edmonton Oilers land on YouTube, well, let me introduce you to what you need to know. Essentially, we find a shiny object, we talk about it for a couple days, we forget about it. We don't talk about nothing for 2 days. We find another shiny object, and then we go rinse, repeat, do the cycle again. That's what we're doing today, obviously, following up on that Travis Konecny stuff with a potential return now being listed in a trade with the Philadelphia Flyers. Friends, before we get too far, if you are new to the channel, and I know, hey, you know what? Even though we're in the thick of summer, some folks are visiting Dolynny TV for the first time. So if you're new to the channel, I want you to consider sticking around, hitting that subscribe button, and becoming a part of what is going to be one heck of a magical run. We can only hope for the Edmonton Oilers this upcoming season. All right, let's get to it. The Twitter tweet today from Anthony DeMarco, who we have seen actually kind of around for this whole Philadelphia Flyers are selling the team fiasco that started to crop up over the past few weeks here. He was pretty prominent there when Carter Hart was getting mentioned in trade talks, and now all of a sudden creeping out of the woodwork to talk about the Oilers potentially sending something to Philadelphia, in which you can see on your screen here. You can read it. I don't need to read it to you yet. But Anthony DeMarco, he's a fourth period correspondent, I guess, and he's featured on TSN 690 is what's going on here for him. So he's a guy that you definitely do need to maybe follow on Twitter if you do follow Twitter because, right, the Oilers are linked to the Flyers right now. And this guy's got an inside beat on the Flyers to some degree, so let's go. All right, so it's been out there for a day or so now, but the Oilers have shown decent interest in Travis Konecny. So now it's not even interested, it's decent interest, which is another step up, right? The Oilers, okay, they are not kicking tires. They're not saying, hey, what would it take? The Oilers are like, hey, can we work a deal, I guess is what the decent in quotations would mean to me personally as a hockey fan. But that said, not sure what an exact return could look like. But here's why we've theorized Yamamoto is going to be available to go to the Philadelphia Flyers in a trade that would involve Travis Konecny is because a player like Philip Broberg, a player like Raphael Lavoie, Xavier Bourgault are going to be on the table in that trade to namely dump Yamamoto's salary with the Philadelphia Flyers. Philip Broberg being mentioned, this is something that brought up good, fierce debate across Oilers Twitter, across Oilers fans today, I'm sure, because think realistically, right? We've got a defense problem, and everybody's screaming, especially in the comments last night when we talked about Travis Konecny, that we need to solve the defense before we do anything else. The defense. Well, friends, we've got this giant hole on right wing, right? How comfortable are you with your right wing options after listing Zach Hyman? I will wait because I don't think there is another one, right? Yamamoto's in your top six. Derek Ryan's on your right wing on the third line right now. You don't even have a fourth line right winger. That's how good this Oilers right wing is. So when it comes down to this, we need to fix the defense first. We need to do it all. You need to fix it all. The goaltending should fix itself because the players should rebound, right? Both Skinner in the playoffs and, of course, Jack Campbell in the regular season. Both should rebound next year. That said, the defense, we know that they can be better, right? These are capable NHL defensemen, whether you like Nurse being paid 9-something or whether you like Evan Bouchard getting a raise or you think that Vinny Desharnais needs to move his feet. I don't care. These are all capable defensemen who have likable traits, right? That there is a lot to like about everybody on our back end. It's just about playing to their strengths and playing to their abilities and actually executing out there and making good on it. So that's where, yes, the defense needs to be worked over. But again, are you going to find that magical cure-all for a guy's salary like Cody Ceci at 3 point something? You're probably not. You're not, right? If we were, we'd be talking about that instead of Travis Konecny. That much I promise you. So then you move on to problem number 3, which is that right wing, which we've had all for the past 2 years because Yamamoto and Puljujarvi just cannot figure it out. And now Puljujarvi, he is no longer an Edmonton Oiler, and Kailer Yamamoto is on his way out the door. So that's where we find ourselves. We do need to talk about updating the right wing. And when it comes to a guy like Travis Konecny, what's not to like? The problem is, as mentioned, as you see in the tweet here, yeah, Philip Broberg's the cost. So addition by subtraction again, and it's just, you're just not winning all the way around. But again, I guess that begs the question, all right? This is where I'm leading to. How much of a fan of Philip Broberg are you? Because he's taken forever to develop. Not that that's a bad thing, because we know Ken Holland loves to take forever to develop a Swedish defenseman who wins many Veznas. But again, right? Let's look at it seriously. How long can you wait for Philip Broberg to be a legit top 4 option when you need to solve a problem elsewhere, and he could do that for you? That's the question. Now, the argument that I was getting to on Oilers Twitter and the fandom today is just simply put, wouldn't you rather use Philip Broberg to go out and get a better defenseman? Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that be the perfect solution there? Yes, it would. And that's one of the key things for the Oilers, is if you could use Broberg to get a better defenseman, that's where you use him instead of trading him for a guy like Travis Konecny. So again, we're talking about Konecny today. I know that that's not what people want to hear, but I'm also going to tell you I am fair game to not do the trade and rather work the defense a little bit more and use Philip Broberg in that. Because if we're willing to part with Philip Broberg for Travis Konecny, I will tell you we are willing to part with Philip Broberg for a legit top 4 defenseman who can move Cody Ceci to the bottom pairing. Trust me, I know without even being in any sort of circle that the Oilers are open to doing that, because you have to be, and Ken Holland just doesn't have time for the greenish yellow banana Philip Broberg to blossom into a top 4 defenseman who shuts it down in the playoffs and wins us a Stanley Cup next year. So that's the question right now, is where do you find that guy? Because right now our best option, and the option that's out in the open, is trading Philip Broberg for Travis Konecny. So it's again one of those interesting things, and we'll hear all this kind of stuff all summer long. It is June 12th. My friends, the Oilers will not start playing preseason games for another 3 months. So that's where we got a long time to kill. So anything that's on the table that you want me to talk about, I guess this would be a good little last 30 seconds of the video to open you up and say, hey, you know what? If you want to throw me a topic, you want to ask a question, you want to throw something down, I'll try and talk about it in a video, because we are going to be on shiny objects for a couple days, dead for a couple days, shiny objects, dead, draft, free agency, dead, shiny object, Erik Karlsson maybe, and then we're on and upwards into the preseason with the rookie tournament camp in Penticton in early September. That's the situation we find ourselves in, friends. But of course, Wednesday night looms large down in Gleason for some saddle bronc riding once again, as we'll get things up and going then. But friends, other than that, there's no more Oilers stuff to talk about today. I really don't think there was much of anything. So again, something to chew on for you today, but that is about as much as we're probably going to get out of this story for the time being. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Get back to your summer. It's only 6:26. You probably got the grill fired up and you're doing your thing. But if you're also just sitting on the back deck enjoying a bevy, hey, good on you. I am up on out of here.